it's a thing for the community, and it's to get people out of their houses where they're sat around, get a bit of exercise, meet new people after the games, go and have a drink, coffees, teas, and that sort of thing, and socialise.
Get Radio Breakfast with Rich Smith.
Of course, Sport Week here at Get Radio. This is where we find out all what's going on in the land of sport across the county. It's been a brilliant week so far. Had fantastic chats from South Norton Boxing Club, from Whitney Rugby Club as well. And now we move on to something else as well. On the show right now, we've got Mark Payton from the Bicester Fossils. Now, this is a brilliant name. Morning, Mark. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning, Rich.
Well, look, let's just dive in. Tell us a little bit more about the brilliantly named Bicester Fossils.
Basically, it was set up over 5 years ago by a group of players not having a lot to do, retired, and they needed to put a name together. A few were put in the hat, and a gentleman called Paul Heafy come up with Bicester Fossils. Unfortunately, we lost Paul some time back, but it grew and grew to over 50s walking football.
Right.
Paul retired, working. I'm still working, 61, and loving it. Meeting friends that I used to play with and new friends all along the way.
Oh, fantastic. As I say, a brilliant name, and what a lovely thing to have for the memory of that as well, which is brilliant. Now, this is all about walking football for ladies who are over 40 and men's over 50, which is a brilliant thing to do, especially reaching, like you say, sort of retirement age. I wanted to ask you, Mark. I'm assuming, did you play football before you started playing walking football?
I started football at 8-year-old on Blackbird Leys, through boys football, youth football, refereeing, up to the age of 50, where I ended up playing for Brill, local team, and then retired and had nothing to do after that. And the love of the game, which a lot of our players have played, had nothing else to do. But the slower pace of walking football, non-contact, has brought a lot of players out. We have over 100 members, 3 training sessions a week for the males, 2 for the ladies, which we set up last year, which has grown and grown. We're always looking for new ladies over 40. My wife even plays now, so she's not a football widow. It's a thing for the community. And it's to get people out of their houses where they're sat around, get a bit of exercise, meet new people after the games, go and have a drink, coffees, teas, and that sort of thing, and socialise.
I'm going to ask sort of a poignant question in this, and I ask this because I've got friends who are kind of a similar sort of age, and it's one of those things. I'm skirting around it very carefully, Mark, and forgive me for doing it. But when you've played football for such a long time, and you've played at great levels, and you know the game inside out, as I'm sure you do, Mark, with all the things that you've been mentioning.
Yeah,
is going to walking football? Is it a tough step to make because of, like you said, it's a non-contact sport? It is a different game, but it's the game that, dare I say, your body can afford to play, and is there a little bit of an acceptance that, hang on a minute, can't quite put in the slide tackles that I used to do a few years back. Now we need to get back to this walking football. Just describe that transition for me.
I can remember my first training session. Well, actual fact, I went to watch one first and thought that was for me. And it is the hardest thing you can ever do, is not run.
Yeah.
Make those tackles. As a defender, you want to make those. And the slowing down, the non-contact, the ball doesn't go overhead, so there's no heading either. And it's kick-ins from the side. is one of the hardest things I've ever done. And in that is one of the things that injuries through slowing down, whereas you're running around on 11-a-side football pitch to 6-a-side, it's the transition takes months.
Right. Yeah. I thought it would, because it, like you said, it is a different game, and slowing things down and spending, dare I say, nigh on 50 years running for a football, that you're changing that dynamic is incredible. So it's a fascinating thing. But I'm so pleased that there is something around the sort of Bicester area that caters for this. And like you say, and as I've found actually this week, and everyone has said this who's been on Sports Week, it's all about sport, but I could actually add on the word community to it as well, because like you said, you're meeting up with old mates. It's all about the game, and then you're probably talking about the game afterwards and having a tea or a coffee or maybe something a little stronger afterwards, and chatting about the game, isn't it? That's what it's all about.
It's all about that. I mean, we have done, I've been playing for 3 years for this, but our chairman and his wife, I must mention them, Steve and Ali Payne, are the backbone of this Fossils, who started it up, are there all the time for us, supporting us, all the players. Social side, we have trips down to Ashbury to a sports hotel. They go away down there and play sports, as well as obviously the football down there. The community that we've arisen from 6 or 7 players to what we've got now. And I will say, I think the oldest player is in his mid-70s.
Wow.
This has brought, wow. And I wish some of them that are closer to 70, I'm sure, are fitter than me. But competitions, we play at Bishop Abbey against various sides. We've won quite a few cups. We have over 50s, over 60s, over 65s, over 70s. And it's just amazing how some players have come from not playing football at the age of 14, wanting something to do, and then come in to play for us, and have turned out fantastic people.
Brilliant. It's an amazing, and it's yet another. I didn't expect to have such heartwarming stories about this, but I'm definitely sort of realising that, which is fantastic. Mark, just finally, where can we find out a bit more information if people are sort of listening to this and going, hang on a minute, I'm around the sort of Bicester area, I quite fancy a bit of that. Where's some details that we can find?
We're on Facebook as Bicester Fossils Football, Walking Football. We train at Whitelands, the football pavilion, just opposite Bicester Village, on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday night and a Sunday. There is information down there.
Brilliant.
We've got posters up at the moment, actually, for ladies football, for more ladies to come along and join us.
Well, fantastic. I mean, you paint a really fantastic picture of the Fossils. I don't feel bad for calling you that, but it's a great name. But I'm sure loads of people listening to this, especially sort of around the Bicester area, are going to be really, really interested in it. Long may it continue. I think it's a brilliant thing you're doing, and thanks for coming on the show today, Mark.
Not a problem at all, Rich. It's been a pleasure to put out the Fossils. I do have one thing to say. I have a close friend in a gentleman called JK, who has said to me, I must mention the Blues Brothers, which me and him have become big brothers.
Oh, lovely. Lovely stuff. Well, that's brilliant. Mark, thanks so much for joining this morning. I'll let you crack on with your journey.
Thank you very much, Rich, and take care. Thank you.
Brilliant stuff. That's Mark Payton there from the Bicester Fossils, walking football up in Bicester. Really nice to hear about all this. It's just such a buzz, isn't it? It's such a warm feeling about all these fantastic sports teams around the county. If you want to take part, of course, there's still time. You can have it over to getradio.co.uk, fill out the details of Sports Week.